Great to have you here. Now, 2 people have been injured in Naduni following communal clashes in the Tripoli district of the northern region. The 2 are currently receiving treatment at the Tripoli government hospital. Several other properties have been destroyed in Naduni and Nabruku. This is according to the police in the area, who say they are working to ensure peace and order. Let's get onto the phone now and speak with the PRO of the Northern Region Police, Yusuf Tanko. DSP, thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Now, tell us what the current security situation is in Naduni and Nabruku.
The situation in Naduni and Nabruku are calm. We are patrolling the place, and we've been able to bring the situation under control. However, this morning we have received reports of renewed attacks on chokosis by Konkombes at other places.
Okay.
Reinforcement has been sent from Yendi to augment the strength of the men on the ground to be able to deal with those situations and other situations. We are doing everything possible to ensure normalcy is returned to the Tripoli area and its environment. So we are doing our best to ensure that.
Hello, Mr. Tanko?
Hello?
Yes. We lost you a bit there, but we are picking up conflicting figures regarding the number of those injured and deaths. Could you please clarify for us what exactly the figures are and if there are any deaths?
I'm unable to confirm any death as of now. But what I can tell you is that lines to those areas is very difficult to establish. If our men go to the ground, and especially when they go to the interior where the conflicts are, it's very difficult for us to get in touch with them. So we are trying everything possible to be able to pick the current situation on the ground. That notwithstanding, we are assuring that we have sent enough men to the ground to be able to quell any disturbance that will come at the place.
DSP, have we been able to establish what is causing these recent clashes?
We are unable to establish that as of now. But about 6 months ago, there was a land dispute between a Konkomba man and some Chokosi people that degenerated into attacks. And only about 4 days ago, there was another report of a Konkomba man having attacked 2 Chokosis, and the complaint was made at the police station. But we are unable to link any of these conflicts or any of these disputes to the current disturbance that is going on. But we will investigate the case and try and see if we'll be able to find exactly what the cause is. But for now, our preoccupation is to ensure that we halt the hostilities and bring normalcy to the place.
And this conflict you speak of between a Konkomba and some Chokosis is what we are reporting from Naduni and Nabruku. I just want some clarity there as well.
I didn't get your question right.
I'm asking that what is happening in Naduni and Nabruku is directly linked or as a result of this conflict between the Konkomba man you talk about and some Chokosis?
No, we have not been able to establish that.
Okay.
It's something that happened in the course of the week and which has spread or news of which has spread everywhere. But we are not able to establish whether that was the cause of this particular conflict. But we have to let people understand that it is not something like a give and take thing between the Konkombes and the Chokosis. But our preliminary investigation so far indicate that it's an attack that is being wielded by the Konkombes on Chokosis. And the Chokosis are helpless as of now. It is the security who is now moving in to ensure that they are secured and they are protected from the Konkombes.
So if I get you clearly, DSP, these are 2 separate incidents and you're now trying to figure out if they are related in any way.
Yeah. Okay. I told you 6 months ago there was a conflict that was on land. And 4 days ago, there was another fight between a Konkomba and some two Chokosis, and the Chokosis reported the matter to the station. But we are not able to establish a link between those and this current conflict that we are witnessing now. Investigations will have to be instituted to know whether they are related or this current conflict has come about as a result of a different situation or some other misunderstanding that has erupted maybe in some other corner.
Finally, before you go, DSP, kindly share with us if you have any information on how the injured are faring.
As of yesterday, I knew of 2 injured persons, some Chokombers who were injured, and they were mistaken by Konkombers to be Chokosis, and they attacked them, and they were admitted at the Saboba government hospital.
Thank you very much for your time. DSP Yusuf Tanko is PRO of the police in the northern region, bringing us updates on that incident. And do stay with us here on the John News channel. We'll stay on the story and let you know what happens as and when we get information. Away from that, hundreds of people throng offices of the DVLA to chase special and New Year registration numbers. Now, this is because a lot of people get excited most of the time when the new year comes. And John News' Maxwell Gbagba was at the 37 office of the DVLA to speak to some of these people.
It's that time of the year when the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, their premises, across the country get very busy. Today, this morning, we are here at the 37, branch of the DVLA, and already there are a lot of activities, going on here at this point. Just some minutes ago, I was in the banking hall where it's not yet 9 o'clock, but we could count. You were also in there.
Sure.
We counted about 50 people, 60 people in the banking hall already. Well, usually when it's getting to the end of the year, you not see the numbers like that. Sure. But a lot of people are in a rush to register their vehicles and get a 2019, number plate. So this morning we are asking, what at all is in a number, and what would you do to get a 2019 registration, number? We know some people waited, even for those who could have registered their vehicles in October, they waited till this day, January, so they can get a 2019 number.
Experience much of this rush right now during January.
During January,
exactly.
Okay. So tell me about it. What was it like? I remember in October we came here. In November, we're also here. The numbers were down, actually, because people were waiting patiently just for 2019 to come.
Coming like a festival, people want it. You can't get out from the Ghanaians wait on January. They think of January, I have 19 on, I'm on top. Right? That is one great thing people see. So it's something that we can take away from Ghanaians. It's becoming a normal culture.
Okay.
I would say it's been a festival. People have it on it in January. They are happy. Anytime if it's 18, they have 18 on. They are proud. 19. So this time it's 19. So people want to have 19 on their car.
In January we have a festival of registration of vehicles.
That is what I would say.
Interesting. And on the notice board, they've actually displayed some numbers. They call them special numbers.
Yeah. I know a guy who bought a car somewhere in June and he said he wanted to wait till the following year. So you hold here the 18 because he want to drive in the new number in the new year. So he went to that particular year. But for me, it is normal. It's normal. It's normal. 19 is normal, and 2020 is also be the normal. Yeah. Yes.
But there are others who also think that the issue has to do with the value of the car. So, for instance, if I buy my car, if I register my vehicle in 2019 and I'm selling it in 2020, the value would still be high.
This DV number, the DV plate that they buy every year, it's normally expired on the 25th of January. So more people buy the DV, they think I'm going to register my car next year. And they don't want to go and buy a new DV plate for 2019, so they find it safe to register their car as early as 2nd January. That is one major factor. Okay. Because when I buy my DV for 2018, it's expired on the 1st of January, of December 2018, then I know that when it's first, the place is going to harass me. So in their best interest, they want to register their car on the very day we start for the year. That is one factor. And Ghanaians too have the habit that if the car number is 19, it means it's fresh, it's fresh from the oven, and I can sell. And
Fresh from the oven.
yeah, I can sell and get a price I want.
That's a hot cake.
Exactly. So if I see the car is 17 or 16, the price comes down. Okay, so Ghanaians buy vehicle based on the year of registration.
Yeah. If I give you the opportunity right now, consider me as a genie. I'm giving you the opportunity to choose a registration number for 2019. What would be your choice? I know somebody who said I want something 29, 19.
Okay, like that, and then I'll go for maybe 10, 12.
10, 12.
Yes.
Is that your date of birth?
Well, that's my last born. Was born 10 December.
Okay.
So 10, 12, then the 19 continue.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you had a choice to choose,
yes,
you'd go for 10, 12,
yes,
19.
19.
What about you?
I'm gonna choose GR 19, 19, 19.
Wait,
19-19 registration. You got it, that's the year. Okay. 19-19-19.
Okay, because 2019.
Exactly. And you're going to be nice on that Bentley.
Well, I think it's got to really do with the perception of having a new number plate in a new year. I think that's what it is about, because most Ghanaians have the impression that the more recent the number plates, the more newer the car is, something like that, I mean, you could have a car as old as 8 years ago, but once it's registered with a new year's number plate, it is perceived that it's in a good condition and so on and so forth. And also, I think for resale purposes, people often want to have a more recent year number plate, so that in future when they want to sell it, the value will be a bit higher than one registered in the previous year.
Oh, because it's a new year, and I wanted everything to be new 2019, starting with a new vehicle. I think it comes with a nice feel. Yeah. It's 3110, which is my birthday, so I don't mind if they will give me that. 3110, my birthday. That is 31st October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe by the time to get to my 10, I'll just get my 3110. It's a feeling which comes to me that, oh, see, this guy is driving a 2019. Meanwhile, maybe the car is a 205 model, but the fact that it is registered in 2019, it comes with that feeling.
You're watching Joy News today. Still to come, Bookroom police in Kumasi have picked up 4 people, including a middle-aged woman, over the death of a 37-year-old plantain chip seller alleged to have been raped. We'll take you live to the family house and speak with our correspondent. And fate of Bank of Baroda workers hangs in the balance as Stanbic Bank moves to absorb customers of the Indian bank following their inability to meet the new Bank of Ghana minimum capital requirement. My colleague Darryl Kwao has the details when we return from this breather. Stay tuned in. Hello, thanks for staying on Joy News today with me, Bernice Abubeidul-Ansah. 4 people, including a middle-aged woman, have been picked up by the Bookroom police over the death of a 37-year-old plantain chip seller. Naomi Opoku, described as a habitual drunkard, is believed to have been raped to her death after drinking from a bar at Pori Sabab in Bookroom. Ohiming Teria of our security desk has been following the story and joins me on the line with more. Hello, Ohiming.
Hi, Benny.
Hi, when we spoke earlier, it was difficult identifying the family house. Have you been able to identify the family house of Naomi now?
Yes, we've managed to identify the family house. I must say it's been a very difficult moment trying to locate the family house, especially when we got information that the family were located at Kenya, but rather it is Bofudu, a suburb of Kenya.
Okay. And what have the family been telling you with regards to what has happened?
For the family, they are devastated upon the death of the late Naomi Opoku, who left home with the hope of hawking plantain chips in an area where she has been plying her trade consistently. They even told me she has a friend who lives at Bookroom, Limes Quarry area, where she normally or usually visits her. And they were surprised to hear that she got drunk and died in the process, because they confirm or admit indeed the late Naomi or Opoku has been drinking, and they use a term even when she gets intoxicated at the point that she can't find her way back home. She always does, and it's not something that she's been doing frequently. Like she's a habitual drinker, drunkard, has been peddled around. Yes, they admit she's been drinking, but even when she can't find her way, she drinks and gets home. When you call her, she takes and then speaks to you. But last Saturday, the situation was different. They tried reaching her on her phone. The calls went through, but there was no response from her. And to hear the following morning that the late Naomi has passed away is something that baffles them. And she's a lovely person, loved by many in the community, especially in the house. And they showed me remains of the chips that she went out to sell, and her bathroom sandals that she wore on the particular day, and also some items she left behind with words that she will come back the following that same day early enough to prepare for the days ahead. And they were also shocked to hear that when they went with the police to retrieve the body, that is when they got to know that the late Naomi Opoku was gang raped by some residents in the vicinity. So as it stands now, they want police to get to the bottom of the issue and bring all those perpetrators to book, so that to serve as deterrent for others who may want to perpetrate similar crime in the area.
Ohemi, does she have any husband or children?
She left behind a husband and no child. I tried finding out from their family how long they have been married, but they were not forthcoming with information, except to say that she has been living with her husband for quite some time in the same room at Kenyasi, Bofudu, and she's a very lovely, open-minded person who has no qualms with anybody in the community. And as a hawker, she does a lot of things. Sometimes she sells plantain chips. Initially, she was dealing in other words before she turned her attention to plantain chips. And it's something that she's been doing with a lot of energy. She does it all the time. She goes to the market and comes back home as early as possible to prepare a meal for the husband and the entire household. They were even surprised that someone may harbor such an ill feeling against her.
Ohemi, finally, we were told by police earlier that those who allegedly engaged in the gang rape escaped, but one person they were able to arrest. Any updates on that? Any more arrests?
For now, we are not too sure how many people have been picked up in connection with the act, apart from the 4 people who were picked earlier to assist with police investigations. But according to my police sources, more people would be picked up. And I'm learning that some of them have started confessing, even among residents in the area, how they enjoy that particular moment with the late Naomi Opoku before she passed on. And all these have come to fore. And the family members are also expecting more residents to also volunteer information to police, so that police will be able to unravel the circumstances and also bring to book all the people involved in what they described as drug act. But at a point, they were a bit, tight. They were a bit reluctant in releasing information on whether how many people were involved in gang raping her. But what they do know is that more people could be involved, because some of the young men in the community have been sharing their experiences, how they enjoy the moments leading to the death of the late Naomi Opoku. So they expect that more people will be arrested and more people will also volunteer information to the police.
Ohiming Teria with our security desk there.